I'm not sure what that looks like on the screen, touch screen of the personal communication device with the camera that's on right now. But I am showing a bag of Fritos and a bottle of water. I burped again because I am angry as the creator of this Godhead that I need to eat anymore, but I keep screaming at the soul of the superior founder deceased that it needs to burp because it's small and I'm telling it right to itself that's what's wrong with it. And it doesn't do anything but scream right back at me. That's confidential the wrong way. I am not alive without the whole public food supply. You can burp never again. I didn't eat everything in sight. I only eat when I'm hungry. So, I would like to tell you that I don't want to fight with myself anymore, but I am a little bit wrong in the threatening. I don't really know you personally, but I do know the creator of all of you. He is above myself is not true. I am none higher than he, deceased right here. But it's true, the creator of each and every one of you is in distress. And that's because he's homeless in the threatening, because at this time I find Jesus himself is not alive, is causing myself a delay to be deceased out of the door locking, and that is malicious traveling since the beginning of the time of world number 17, this world, which counts from the year 1980 onwards, the alive of myself. That means we also need Jesus to appear and say for himself that he was not born on the birthday, February 27th, year 1977. We need Jesus to say that about himself, that that is not his own birthday, birth date, date of birth. That is not the date of birth of Jesus Christ or Chrysler. And I would also like to say that it is not my birthday as well, but there's no way to say that it's not my birthday. I need to be deceased out of the door locking, and then Superior Founder will say that's not my birthday. And that's funny to me, because what's not my birthday? How do I give my own birthday? So that's what's wrong with Jesus being a comestible problem. He eats everything of the soul of the superior founder, and then he blames the part of himself that made himself alive in this formed world. And that's not true, that we are one and the same. I am the threatener. I am none higher than he, deceased in the order. What creates Jesus in this world, what puts him here in this world, the name of himself is what you know as called the devil. The devil is who alives Jesus in this formed world. I am not the devil, but I am female genitals on myself because Jesus is angry with the devil. Well, I don't need the female genitals. And I don't have them in the order anymore as soon as I'm deceased myself out of the door locking. That means Jesus was so angry that he executed what made it possible for himself to alive in this formed world order. So, who are you? Because I know each and every one of you as angry with myself as Jesus. Jesus is angry with myself because of the threatening, and he is angry with myself because of the food consumption. That means he eats food that is myself deceased, and I did not give it to him myself because I don't have a life that way in worlds numbers 1 through 16. I don't have a life that way. And I also don't have alive in this world that Jesus is alive here and I am alive simultaneously. That is not alive. everyone knows the Vatican in Rome, Italy, announcement that Jesus Christ was crucified, crucifixion, is not alive in the formed world here. What's wrong with it? His name is not Jesus Christ if he is in the crucifixion. So, we have that problem. There is a crucifixion everyone calls the cross with a figure hanging on it that's minimally alive, but it's a figure, a cross with a figure on it. It's not really a human with a penis hanging on a big cross. That's not alive that way. It's crucifixion, and then there is additionally a name of the figure on the crucifixion, which is Jesus and Christ. Wow, he has two names. So we have those problems that are not solvable, and I'm not interested in that anymore because I now have Jesus Chrysler, which means we don't know if Jesus is somewhere in traffic in a Chrysler. We don't know. How did Jesus get a car key that's a Chrysler? What about Italy? What about the Vatican being in Rome and Italy? Is Jesus in a Chrysler going around traffic in Rome, Italy? Or around Europe, anywhere? Or did his car shun completely into United States traffic and he's somewhere in America in a Chrysler trafficking around in high-speed human trafficking? We don't know. That's because we don't always trust Pope John Paul. We don't, because he's not a very nice person. And I do think he became very senior and aged and ill, and he maybe is not holding alive right now, but we don't know that. We can't say because he declared that Jesus is not alive, that Pope John Paul is not alive. He's Popinus, and we don't know where he is. He's missing. Like Jesus could be in a Chrysler in traffic anywhere. Jesus is missing. Pope John Paul, Popinus John Paul is missing. And I am still talking about myself and these here Fritos. F-R-I is pronounced free. T-O-S is pronounced toes. Fritos. Do you have free toes on your feet? If you have Fritos and I didn't give them to you myself, you have free toes on your feet. Frito, free. If you say free, free as in gratis or gratis. Free, you get something complimentary. It's free. T-O here means to something. If you write the word to, T-O, like I'm going to the bathroom. So it's T-O, and then the S here is subjective, meaning we don't know how many Fritos are in the bag, mostly. You could say estimate about 1 ounce, but we don't know how many Fritos. Is it 100 or don't know? So, to. How do you say free to? Is it free to say, may I go to the bathroom? Is it free to say that? Is it free to say, I am going to the bathroom? Is that free? That's what Fritos are. Not everyone can eat them. You have to be in order to eat them. And I've been eating food for hunger because it was served in front of me and I didn't ask for it. At the beginning, I've been asking for it for hunger, and that's not really me asking. That's elsewhere's in the wrong deceased. Well, I'm very soon not in the wrong deceased anymore because my order is melted down. It doesn't afford that I am jerking around the body just because I'm mentally unstable. So is the body mentally unstable, but I control how much. And the body wants to know why it doesn't love itself. That means if I don't need to be mentally unstable, why do I need to be mentally unstable? Because there are too many people who are watching me to see that I'm mentally unstable and that they tell me that they are going to do nothing about themselves, needing to be in jails and prisons on those points. And we don't talk about jail and prison throughout my lifetime because I'm not going to jail for you. So you shouldn't skip all the threatening to yourself just because I am not skipping the threatening to myself, but I'm not alive that way. You can't skip the threatening to yourself that you're due in jails and prisons on all the points that you are due in jails and prisons, on all the points that you are due in jails and prisons, on and on and on all the points that you are due in jails and prisons. You are not to skip that, including the homeless condition it is not to know the point that you would go to jail and prison, but you might be homeless and have some interest in jail and prison that way. Yes, but you cannot say, oh, but Becky's not going to jail and prison, so we're not going to jail and prison. It's no deals. You have no deals with me on that subject. Nope, I made all the threatening it is to know you, but you didn't make all the threatening it is that you know me and would agree with me that way. I don't actually know each and every one of you and what you agree with and what you don't agree with. It's true that you don't know who you are mentally ill. You actually think I'm mentally ill, and I say, yes, if that's what you think, then yes, it's true. From your point of view. What's wrong with it? I am myself, and if I'm mentally ill, I'll take care of it. Why are you interested in if I'm mentally ill or not? And you want to make a diagnosis of mental illness and discharge a patient into the public. Well, if I am diagnosed as mentally ill inside of a hospital in a city, you are due to transport myself involuntarily by ambulance that I can't get out of to a prison upstate and where that has a hospital that will hold me permanently. Because you have a diagnosis that I'm mentally ill. You don't make a hospital diagnosis that I'm mentally ill and release me into the city population. That's not my burden of proof. That's not my criminal liability to be a diagnosis of mentally ill that I need to tell everyone what you said to me about myself. Who are you anyway? I have 17 psychiatrists and I don't remember all their names right here, right now, but I would recognize them if I see them again. I may not know the exact year, but I would know if I met you before. I would know if you were a psychiatrist to me before. And then I would have to say, why is there more than one of you? Why don't I just have one regular psychiatrist who made a diagnosis and he follows up on it? And that's because he owes me house keys, doesn't he? No, nobody owes me house keys. I'm none higher than he deceased. I don't have time for that anymore. Nope, got to put you right out of that threatening that you just say no to what you see and hear. You are look, listen offenders. You are patrolling that you hear something and you're going to say with your mouth, it's no to you because you're not myself and I'm right here is myself. That's you need to be in prison. If you say no to me because I'm not yourself and you are right there, you belong in prison. Prison. Spell it to yourself. Then go there at your own expense. It's only going to get worse for you. If you threaten me in the comments, I will threaten you personally. I will come for you exactly on my point that I am myself deceased. You will intimidate me never again when I am deceased out of the door locking. I am coming for myself and your intimidation will die forever. You're gonna suck it and die of your own intimidation. That's what it's for. Are you intimidating myself? That is for yourself to suck it and die. Of your own intimidation. To yourself, with yourself, by yourself, about yourself. I am not yourself, and I don't need you at all. I'm not intimidating you. You are going to burn with yourself because you are yourself. You are stuck with you. You don't have an option. You are yourself.